And there's number 5. I'm Leanne Shirtliffe. I am the local author of When Words Collide this year, and I'm delighted to be here. So lately I've been writing picture books, and since this room is way too big, it would be way too hard for you to see the illustrations, which I don't do. So I'm not going to read you a picture book, but Elsness has them. I also have a humor memoir out, but I've read from that several times, and so I'm going to read to you from my work in progress, which is a different genre under the children's umbrella, so it's middle grade. Now, middle grade fiction is typically for students who are probably 9, 10, 11, 12 age, so you're going to have to kind of put on your hats about what it was like to be in a 6th grade classroom and a 6th grade life. So I'm going to read from towards the end of chapter 3 in this new manuscript, which is called Genius is Relative. At least that's the tentative title. And our main character is a girl who's named Francine, but everybody calls her Frazzy. And she has this big project coming up. Now, Frazzy has kind of an untraditional household in that her dad is a stay-at-home dad, but he makes his side hustle, I guess, is buying and selling items at that he gets at garage sales at flea markets. And confessions here, he is modeled after my husband a little bit, so that's where the truth lies. My husband spent all morning garage selling, and he'll be at a flea market tomorrow selling stuff. So it's just, they say write what you know, and there were too many flea market stories and garage sale stories to resist mining. So Frazzy is 11 years old, and she loves records. So she knows, and classic rock. And so she knows a lot about music. So what you had in previous chapters is she was out garage selling with her dad, and she was so excited because she found the Rolling Stones' Sticky Fingers album, which is the one with the zipper, the working zipper on the front. So here we go. And Melanie, or Mel, is her best friend. Mel sinks further into my beanbag chair. The blackout blinds are closed because the sun's shining in. My lamp throws eerie light. Dad made the shade by gluing bottle caps upside down. It's completely silver and is somewhat edgy, but the bottle caps are a little sharp. Not called child services sharp, but steak knife sharp. The jagged spaces between the bottle caps project diamond-shaped shadows onto the wall. Wild Horses plays on repeat. Well, not exactly on repeat. It plays, then when the last chord strums, I hop off my bed, lift up the record player's arms, move it back, and lower it to the 3rd groove. I have 5 minutes and 41 seconds until I have to do this again. Mel spins the empty album cover carefully on her index finger like it's a flat basketball, and it casts some interesting shadows on the bottle cap patterned wall. When the cover starts to wobble, Mel places it on her lap. "Have you unbuckled it yet?" she asks. There's a belt on the top of the jeans. It's made out of cardboard, but it really works. Maybe. "Frazzy, you have." Into the silence, Mick Jagger sings. "What's behind it?" she asks. "Tighty whities." "For real?" Our eyes lock and we exhale gassy laughter. And someone's name. Her eyebrows wrinkle. "I can't remember," I say, anticipating her question. "Go ahead, undo it carefully." Mel unbuckles it, peeks, then rebuckles the belt, and moves her fingers to the zipper's tab. "I can't believe they used a real one," she says. "I know." Mel's eyes widen and her cheeks redden slightly. "Have you looked behind the zipper too?" "Yes, I've unzipped it. But have you really looked?" I shuddered. "Not really." Mel smirks. "But you've thought about it." Mick Jagger hits a high note. "Well," I start. Mel's fingers trace up and down the record's closed zipper. "Let's do it." My freckles are on fire. "But remember, we have to be careful." Mel finishes my sentence. I crawl onto the beanbag beside her. "You do it," she said. The metal tab is cold, or my fingers are hot. When I pull on the zippers, I feel the vibration of each slow tick. Once the fly is down, Mel angles the album cover and we inspect under the zipper. Our heads are touching and our faces are inches away from the metal teeth. "It's too dark. I can't see anything." "I'll get my phone," Mel says. I'll restart the song. I move onto my knees as though I'm praying to the blue suitcase record player shrine. I reposition the record arm to that middle song and we settle back onto the beanbag. Mel turns on her flashlight. I feel her breath on my cheek. As I gently hold up the cardboardy side of the zipper, Mick Jagger sings something about childhood being easy. Yeah, right. Nope, Mel whispers, only tidy whities, exactly what you see on the sleeve. I don't know if I'm relieved or disappointed. The song crescendos. A loud knock causes both of us to jump. Girls, a voice calls through the door. Just a minute, Mum. I stall for time, feeling guilty of something. I have to turn down the music. Mel kicks the record cover under my bed and then closes the door. Mum smiles. You two okay? Yep. My voice is too loud for the quiet air. Mel, would you like to stay for dinner? Mum's wearing her glow-in-the-dark sloth pajama bottoms. I look at Mel. Can you stay? Sure, she says. That'd be awesome. Fantastic. It'll be ready in half an hour. Mum closes the door gently. We get through most of the album before we head down to dinner. Mel slides down the banister and sticks a perfect landing. We're having barbecued chicken cilantro jalapeno burgers, one of Mum's apparent specialties. Normally Dad does the cooking since he's mostly a stay-at-home dad, which abbreviates to SAHD and sounds like sad. When people ask me what my dad does, I used to say he did the laundry, but that made them stare at me like I had a long strip of toilet paper stuck to my sneaker. After I had even worse luck explaining that he sold dead people stuff, I just started saying, oh, he's a sad. This makes them think he has depression and I have bad grammar, which is close enough. Sundays, though, are Dad's flea market days. He sets up his tables at about 4 a.m. and then people buy the stuff he's bought at garage sales on Saturdays. Things like antiques, local history books, and neon beer signs. And he makes some money. When he's doing that sort of stuff, he's less sad. How was your day, Dad? I ask. Not bad, Fraster. He shows me the ticks he's made on ink on his wrist. Each tick represents $100. He has 3. What was the most interesting thing you sold? Mel asks. You know, Dad says, I'd have to say it was a hospital gurney. Oh, I'm glad you got rid of that thing, Mum says. Does that mean I can park in the garage? Not yet, love. Did the man with the shoe polish on his head come by? I ask. Who's that, Mel? Mum refills our milk glasses. He's a man who's in denial he's going bald. Maybe, Dad says, or he can't tell his head from his shoes. Mel bursts out laughing. Mum shakes her head as she reaches for her glass. So, any homework due tomorrow? Just this big project Ms. Zalia signed on Friday, I explain. Mum nearly chokes on the water she's sipping. And is due tomorrow? Mel rescues me. We only have to complete an exploratory topic handout. Frazzy, are you done? Mum asks. Yeah, I'm done. I couldn't eat another bite. I think Mum's referring to the worksheet, Dad says. Yeah, I finished it Friday. That's great, Mum says. I can't tell if she's surprised or proud. Still, it feels kind of good. Okay, girls, Mum says. Would you clear the dishes? Dad and I are going for a walk. We're going where? Dad asks, and then Mock salutes Mum. They head out the front door holding hands, little fuzzy sloths barely visible under Mum's coat. Mel puts the ketchup and mustard in the fridge. Your family's so different, she says. You can say that again. I open the dishwasher and randomly shove forks in the cutlery holder. Mel moves me out of the way. Let me do that, she says, properly. Be my guest. I scrape uneaten olives into the compost bin. Sometimes, I say, I think we're the Weirdersons. What do you mean? I don't know. Dad doesn't have a real job. He makes lampshades. Mel interrupts. Pretty cool lampshades. We live in a tiny townhouse. We never take vacations. Our vehicles are 100 years old. There's a fur coat in our freezer. Our grass is dead and... Wait a minute. Did you just say there's a fur coat in your freezer? I cleared the last dish from the table. I know, right? Super weird. Why is there a fur coat in your freezer? Actually, there are 2. I don't know if I should laugh or crawl under the dishwasher. Dad bought them at a garage sale a while ago. He put them in the freezer to kill any bugs that might be growing on them before he sells them. Okay, that's weird. A couple of weeks ago, Mum sent me to the freezer to get a loaf of bread. When I reached in, I felt something hairy. I thought it was Bigfoot. By now, Mel is doubled over the dishwasher, laughing so hard she's hyperventilating. Cryogenic Bigfoot, she exhales. Cryo what? Cryogenic Bigfoot. You've frozen Bigfoot so he can be brought back to life later, like Walt Disney. Walt Disney's in someone's freezer? Well, hopefully not yours. I scrape more partially chewed food into the compost pail. You agree, though, right? Finding fur coats in the freezer is super weird. Mel pauses. Well, It's definitely a hairy experience. I fake hit her with the bottom of the plate and plop it into the one remaining space on the bottom rack. But it is weird, I say, adding a soap puck. And then there's me. I'm different too. I say stupid things. I fall off ball chairs. I get super excited over records no one knows about. No one in our class even knows what a turntable is or that a needle is called a stylus. But Fraz, I know. I start the dishwasher. You do, but it doesn't change the fact I've inherited weirdness from two of the weirdest people who've ever walked the planet. At least your parents are happy, Fraz. That's gotta count for something.